Alright, g'day guys, Matt Preston built cruisers. Now it's very exciting. Today we're going to show you how to go from a boring 60 series rear setup to something a bit more special and unique. A fully custom DIY 12-volt wall, and we're going to show you how we built all of it in today's episode. Now it's very exciting. As you can see here, we've got a massive 12-volt overhaul, and we've partnered up with iTechWorld, if you can't tell already, and essentially we've gone for one of their premium packs. So we're talking 3000 watt inverter, 200 amp lithium battery. So this is going to be quite a big setup when it's done. I'm super excited because I wanted like an absolute overkill setup in the 60, and we're gonna be able to pull this off. So there's some products here that have only just been released. For example, like this DC 60 amp charger here. So very excited to get all these new products in the 60. Okay, so some other little things we also have is we essentially have some big wiring here for the inverter, some more wiring for the DC charger, and then here, you guys will know what this is. This is very important. This is a little screen that's going to be telling us what's going to happen. So this is the iTech BM500. Now, this is essentially the biggest sort of display they do, and it's going to tell me all information about the battery 24/7, which is what I want. So this will definitely be going in the back drawer, so you open the boot and right there you can see what's going on. Because I think it's great, you can Bluetooth your phone and check what you need to do, but I don't want to have to get out my phone all the time, just want to be able to see it straight away. So that's going to be a must-have, and same with this one here. So this is an iTech RC3, so this is an inverter remote essentially, and it's just a tiny little square, and quite simply just tells you if something's wrong with it, battery percentage and load. So obviously the inverter has a switch on it, but that will be in the gull wing, and to turn it on you have to sort of go in the gull wing and turn it on, which takes 10 seconds, no biggie. But we'll chuck this on the back near the drawers. So if I'm in the back and I want to turn the inverter on without opening the gull wing door, if it's not open already, I just hit this button and it's on. So super basic, super easy, gonna really help me out with that sort of stuff. Now we've also got heaps of stickers here and gearing change, which is very nice of them. We'll probably be giving those away at the full drive show. Now I just went to Bunnings for about $15. I bought this matte black PowerPoint, and I don't know what it is, but I've always wanted to have like a house looking PowerPoint in the car. Now I could have done it in the Prado, but I only had a 1500 watt inverter, about 100 amp lithium battery, so it was never like, you couldn't really, it couldn't even run a pod machine, right? Whereas this, as you can see, is going to be pretty full on. So I'm very happy to be able to run this, and I'm going to have this in the back, probably near the screen, and it's going to be awesome because I'm going to have it set up so when you turn the remote on, this is going to be an active switch essentially. So super excited about that. Okay guys, it's very exciting because I'm mocking up the wall here for the 12-volt setup. Now, I've done it out of cardboard because I want to do it properly. I want the line to be really nice with the roof, because the roof up here is very, it goes really high up and straight, and it's very easy to get wrong, and it's hard to measure off because there's like no reference point. So essentially, got a base in the bottom here, I've got a little packer here, and then there'll be a board that comes up this wall here, and you can just see here this piece comes down. Now I think I'm going to take out even probably this line here the whole way down here, just because there's no point really having this so snug with the window when what I'm really doing is limiting access to get my hand in here to grab, turn the inverter on or any of that sort of stuff. So I think I'm going to take it back a bit more, and then we'll trace this plate onto the real deal on the wood over here, and then we'll cut it out. Okay, there's been good progress made. We've got a lot of it mocked up here. So we've got big panel here, decided to do a little cut in here so there's a bit more access into here because it's a bit skinny here. And I just didn't want it to feel really crowded. So the fridge will probably be sitting back here. That's where I measured it to sit. And then this panel here will simply go on here like that. And then obviously on here we'll have switches, screen, USB ports, that sort of stuff. Then in here obviously we have the big 200 amp battery. Now there'll be a floor that goes over that piece and flush to the top of this piece, so I'll have to put a little bit under here to support it. And then that will literally just be a lift up panel, so then you can see the battery underneath. And I'm pretty happy with this, but if you open this panel here, you can still take this out and get the bottle jack. So it's still like a factory feature that still works really well. And you can also get this little washer fluid thing just here as well. So pretty cool that can all still work. I've worked around it. And this is a storage area as well, next to the battery. Now this is all mounted, or will be mounted onto this piece here on the floor, which will get bolted into the body with some big bolts here. So that will be mega strong, go nowhere. And then I've got to put the panels in a certain order, because then you get screws up to hold these ones up here, just so I can make it as strong as possible, because remember there will be a fair bit of weight on this window here, because I've done really rough drawings. You guys can't really see it, but yeah, by the time I got the inverter on here, AC DC charger and all that sort of stuff, it's gonna be a fair bit of weight up here. So super excited with the progress. Can't wait to get the going in. Such a pain working around this. And through here, I'll either leave it or get a piece that comes out this way and sort of like returns up this wall, so then it sort of sections this whole section off from the passengers in the back and makes it feel a bit more nice. Okay guys, so it's very exciting. So the whole entire base of this is done 100%. It just needs to be carpeted, and there's a few little things that need to happen now. Just went to the local Mitre 10 and I just got some brackets and screws to fix this the best way I can, because a lot of the fixings, you can't really fix it properly because there's just no way to get in there essentially. I could take the kitchen slide out hypothetically, but I can do it really fine just without doing all that. So I just spent 26 bucks a Mitre 10. Just got some little button head screws, 15 mil, because the board's 17, 18 mil, so they won't protrude through when I'm using like little brackets and stuff. And I just got some big chipboard screws. These are 10 gauge by 75 mil, so these are quite full on, and these will be doing the structure panels essentially, to hold it all together. And then I just got some little 75 mil brackets here, and these will be to reinforce my main centerpiece, which is kind of going to be a lot of the structure of this build. And then I'll also be able to use it, for example, on this face panel here that will just go here. So lots of little screws we've got here, and we should be able to make it really strong. Now I'm at the point now where I can take this all out and bolt the bottom piece through the floor. So right now 2 bolts right in the floor, and I thought I was going to do 4, but this is actually insanely strong. These are big bolts, so that's fully bolted to the floor properly. Batteries can be in here. This will be bolted through here, and you can see I've got a little bracket there. There's going to be lots of little supports in at the end that will strengthen it all up. Okay, so in the back of the 60 here now, it's all coming together nicely. So the next stage for this is really I want to figure out where I want my switches, so then I can obviously cut it and carpet it. So what we've got down here is pretty much everything that's going to go in that panel. So we've got the little iTechWorld RC3 inverter remote, so that's, you know, it's fairly big, so we're going to fit that in. iTechWorld BM500. Now this is really important to get this in, and you can sort of see here, you know, it's pretty big, so hopefully we can get that in. And yeah, in this box you get your little fuse tap there and your wiring, and you get a little guide there, so get everything you need. Obviously you want to try and get the power point in there as well. And then over here I'm thinking of putting like the 2 USBs in, and also a 12 volt, and then probably like 2 of these switches, and then the rest of the stuff, like 3 switches, these 2, this and this, will go in the wall there. So that's how much we need to fit, it is, as you can probably see, quite a giant panel, so I'm not overly worried. But yeah, we'll start mocking it up. Okay, I've taken the big panel out. Now it's very exciting. I'm gonna glue this tonight, but I thought I'd show you what I've done. So you can sort of see here, this will be, the fridge will be on this side. So the carpet had to go so far, but that's gonna go like that nicely. That will come around, so that's gonna all join up. Then this bit will go over top. And obviously this is really important, this bit, because this bit you'll see, that'll be the first thing you see when you open the boot. So I followed all the corners, and once we get the nice glue adhesive on here, that should really hold that down. And I'm actually going to use these little screws to hold it down, because I found out that if you use them, you can actually use them to tack on the pieces. So like right now there's 4 screws on here, and that's actually holding it on, so I can glue it on, put screws in, take screws out, and you can't even see that there's ever been a screw in it. But yeah, so this is the vision at the moment. Alright, all glued up, time to flip it on. So I've screwed that side, here's the other side. You can see I've glued, and I pencil lined where it's all going to predictably go. And I'm going to bend these over, tack screws in them so it holds it while it dries. Okay guys, how's this? Looks so good, fully carpeted, all dried. Literally just cut out everything with a knife. And you can see here, like, the wood looks a bit rough, but then once you put all these things in, it looks so good. So as you can see, that just goes in there like that. And that's gonna look so nice. I'm actually super stoked with how this has turned out. And all the pieces here finish really nicely. So now I'm gonna put all the pieces on here and then sit it in there. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is literally the dream. So super stoked with how that looks. And I've got room down here if I wanna put any more switches in the future. And obviously you've got your 2 USBs for phone charging, and then your 12 volt, and then this will turn on the inverter remotely, which will also activate these, and that will obviously tell me all the stats of the battery and how it's going. And it's great because you charge your phone, you pull this out, USB in there, and you've got a nice sort of little spot here to put your phone where it's safe and out of the way, and you can still get to your fridge. Table could be out here, doesn't matter. You can still put your sort of safe items you want to keep safe for charging up here, and obviously also open through the gull wing. So really happy with the progress. And you can sort of see here, like, you know, if you're really picky, there's a bit of a gap there, but in the scheme of things, once this is all screwed together, that's gonna look really good. So yeah, super happy with sort of how that corner turned out. Okay guys, it has been a little while, but this is fully done now, and I'm super excited to show you guys. So pretty much little things to note is you can see there's a little screw in there which keeps this flush. And if you come around here at the back, you can see I've got like 4 massive screws. These are like, I think they're about 70 mil long, they're huge, and that holds this whole panel in, plus that corner. And then this is obviously where all the 12 volt will go. And then my little panels, and I just need to paint that black on the inside, but you can see it's the first crevice, and little sitting blocks here, and the plastic sort of wall there from the 60, that sits in there nicely. And then this big one is really important because this one has, as you can see here, it has to meet flush with all this and still look good. So super happy with how that turned out. And you can sort of see there, got all the stuff on here. That's a bolt from the big battery at the back mounting through the wall for structure, obviously. And you can see there's one just back there, but there'll be a big fridge here, so you won't see that. And then here's my little inverter remote. That's not on at the moment. But if I get this big panel out here, little hole here where you put your finger in, you can slide that over, lift that up, and then you can see this is the last panel here. So in here, obviously, we've got the big iTechWorld 200 amp slimline battery here, and that fits in there beautifully with heaps of room to spare. As you can see here, you can probably fit almost another one down here. You can see bolted through the floor right there, sporting bracket there, sporting bracket, another sporting bracket, and there's another one just there. So there's heaps of brackets everywhere, and this thing's like stupidly strong. I couldn't believe how strong it got once it was all together. And what I really love, as you guys may have seen, is that if I twist these, this still works and I can still get the jack right there. So I've been able to keep the whole sort of factory access of the jack, which is handy, which means I have more room in my drawers for cooking gear, camp food, that sort of stuff. So that's sort of what it looks like from this angle. And yeah, I'm super stoked with it. Hopefully you guys can see it on camera and understand why I love it so much. And yeah, this carpet is the exact same as these drawers, so it just all ties in really nicely. And obviously can't forget the gullwing as well with that there. Just makes it so much easier to get inside here. So now I'm gonna install all the like inverter, AC/DC and all that sort of stuff on this wall here. Okay, here we go. This is the 25 amp AC/DC, as you have already seen. And yeah, luckily it's more on the smaller side, so shouldn't be too hectic to get space for that to fit. All right, and obviously this one's the main event, being the 60 amp DC-DC charger. This is very new, and this is getting an absolute beast, because normally these only go up to 40, but this is a 60, so it's just gonna charge the battery crazy quick, which is really handy, obviously. But it is also more on the big side, as you can probably see there. It is quite a big thing, almost the size of like a 1500 watt inverter, or probably more like almost the size of a 2000 watt inverter. So this will also be great to get up on the wall. Okay guys, super exciting. We've actually managed to get all this stuff in. Now it is sort of just somewhat tacked here. I might micro move everything once all the wiring gets put in, because we might have to move a few things, but this is probably 95% where everything's going to go. So super happy with it. As you can see, what's really important is clearance. So if I get this panel out, that's easy, but this big one that's under the inverter, slide that over to me, and then I can just lift it out like that. So that's super important, obviously. One, because we need to get under the drawers for the battery and whatever, and two, we can still have enough room to fit everything up on the wall. Now it finally looks like a finished product with everything up there, but yeah, we've got pretty much obviously the 3000 watt inverter, and it is quite big, as you can probably see. It takes up almost 50% of the whole gullwing, and then up here it's quite hidden actually, but that's the 60 amp DC-DC charger, and then the 25 amp AC/DC charger. So 25 amp we won't use that much, because that'll be for charging off mains, but it is there, and you can still get the plug in the front, which you use for charging. And then yeah, up here you can still see all the little sort of buttons over here that you need to read, and then all the wires come up the back. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. And then this gap here is going to be the pod machine, so that should still fit there quite nicely. And yeah, that's just the dream, to be able to open this up, hit the on button, which is like right there, and then instant power. So very exciting. All right, and then this here is currently the back. Now I thought I'd show you this angle because I've made this end flush with the wall, just because it's got big pins on the back of the inverter. I don't want them to stick out because there are big wires coming out of them, but I think it looks all right. And you can still put phones here if you have to charge them, that sort of stuff. And obviously, you know, you can get your hand through here, which is what I really wanted with this. So super happy with how it looks, and yeah, I think it came out all right. All right, so in terms of all the finishing with the woodwork and stuff, it's all pretty much fully done. I'm really happy with it in the end, and I ended up just painting the sides of these panels black, because they used to be the raw wood color. And you can obviously see there's a big one under here as well. And yeah, they're quite big, quite beefy, super strong, super solid. Like you could stand on these, but I've just painted the edges back to make it look a little bit nicer. So All there is to do now on this is the wiring. So we'll do a huge episode on this, and we're gonna get this whole thing wired up in one episode. Quite a lot of wiring to do here, quite a lot of work, but super excited to get it going. And then I can finally plug the front center console Bushman fridge into the battery setup, and they'll be able to run 24/7, which is really exciting. And then it's just a matter of getting the solar panel on the roof so we can just charge this constantly. But yeah, super excited with it all, and let me know if you guys agree. And I'll catch you guys next time on Built Cruisers.